The Todd Shapiro Show, Canada Laughs, SiriusXM 168.
This is Jeff Stevens from Datametrex. He's the president of Datametrex, and they're in blockchain, they're in AI, and I think they're getting into crypto. Jeff, you on the phone?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Dude, it's funny because the entire program for an hour and 12 minutes now, we have three comedians in studio today, Joe Vu, Kyle Radke, four comedians, Peter Anthony and Eddie De La Sepe. And the entire conversation has been about stocks, cryptocurrency. Joe Vu's heavy into it. He was on my program 5 months ago. He told me to buy a bunch of stuff, which I didn't, and showed me the percentages of what they've gone up since. How are things going on your end and Datametrix's end?
Things are great, and I apologize for not being able to be in the studio today, guys. I would have liked to event all of you, so hopefully we'll get a chance in the future. We've just been really going full out. As you know, we were in Vancouver yesterday and the day before, meeting with Ronin Blockchain Corp, the company that we signed the LOI to acquire. It's a cryptocurrency mining company, so we met with the founders of the company, the CEO, and really just had a chance to drill down on the opportunity and go through all the assumptions and the numbers. And I got to tell you, we're very excited.
Wow, very excited. So close to maybe acquiring this company. Is that correct? Is that fair to say?
Well, yeah, the letter of intent, LOI, which we've talked about in the past, that's been signed. So we're now going back and forth, and lawyers are involved and getting everything going. We've got a quick target to close, and we're moving forward, and everyone's going to be working hard over the holidays so we can get this done. And our goal is to be up and mining cryptocurrencies in end of January, early February.
Wow, that's unbelievable. And we were just talking about sort of the mining operations that grab these cryptos and stuff. Can you explain that a bit, Jeff Stevens? I know Joe could probably add into it, but what makes this so sort of a really a very kind of fruitful opportunity for people?
Well, what I can talk about ours specifically, and maybe that's where I'll start with Ronin and what the approach is. We're not mining Bitcoin, so we're using GPUs on the servers. And we're mining the alternative coins, so the Ethereum, Ether, Monero, Zcash. But what we have the ability to do, which is really cool, based on the momentum and where we think the largest gains are going to happen, we're able to switch within those currencies and trade them. So we've got a great opportunity. The MOU, which is similar to an LOI, it's a memorandum of understanding with GoSun, which is a Chinese listed company. It's $1 billion plus company in China, and we have the ability to use 90 of their data centers for putting our computing power in there and to be mining. So we've got a great, the relationships are there. These guys have been working on this for the better part of 18 months. We're effectively going to have a turnkey solution on closing where we can get this up and going and mining really quickly.
This is, unbelievable. Hey, boys, keep it down over there. I got my comedian buddies making jokes over there. Joe, this sounds pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it sounds pretty amazing. I was just wondering, like, which coins? How do you decide which coins to mine?
So again, that'll be a function of which ones have the most momentum and what the percentages are on the computational power to mine them versus. And this is where we went through all this yesterday, Joe, so you have to bear with. I'm learning as we go.
Yeah, so I guess it dynamically changes based on what's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
That's unbelievable. And, it's interesting. We were just saying, Jeff, here that, this is a conversation now that is becoming very commonplace. And for me, I choose the topics on the program very wisely in terms of what I think is going to compel an audience. And you compel an audience by talking about, obviously, what everyone's talking about at their dinner tables, at their homes. And I think it was Eddie who pointed out, Eddie De La Sepe, who said, come Christmas season, a lot of families going to get together. People are going to hang out, and they're going to start to, the younger ones are going to kind of share it with their parents. And maybe there's some 40-year-olds there who are going to share it with a 22-year-old who's got the ability to have maybe a little bit of extra money to stuff. So, we really see a lot. We were just talking about, we really see a big influx coming into the market, as much as there already is one, come sort of after Christmas time, because that much more people will be knowledgeable about it. That must be exciting for you as a company, as Datametrex, getting into this game, which is, hey, there's only a very select few amount of people, if you take the percentages of the world right now, who are actually doing this. Sure, maybe people are talking about it, but do you agree that more people will probably start getting into it and are curious, but actually taking out a little bit of money and investing it in themselves?
Yeah, I think it's becoming more mainstream, and I think the comfort level, it's not easy. As you know, you're trading some of these currencies. It's not as easy as it is to buy a stock or a mutual fund. And I think as things become easier to get involved with these ETFs and these mutual funds, exchange-traded funds coming out, public companies like ourselves, Datametrex, where you can buy public company shares and have access and exposure to those markets, you'll certainly see it become a lot more mainstream as we get into those channels.
Joe, you have anything?
I was just gonna say, that's like a huge, like owning the coins yourself. It's such a huge risk of you don't know what to do. You got to buy wallets, but to buy shares or an ETF makes it so easy. You don't own anything, but you get all the benefits if it gets increased adoption.
Here's my concern.
I think the strategy going forward is it's a trading platform. We're not looking to hold coins per se. We're going to mine them and trade them. I think as the company grows and we can absorb some volatility, because we do have a long-term positive view on the sector, so we wouldn't be getting into it otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as the company grows and you get into year 2, you might see a situation where we start to hold a sort of inventory of currency as well as sort of a hedge going forward. But there's so much volatility in it right now, and I think, again, that's why having exposure through something like a public market company or an ETF where you can trade in and out of it easily is probably attractive.
So and I'm glad you said that about the volatility, because that's my concern, is that almost everyone you talk to who has something to say about cryptocurrency will say, well, I'm just learning, we're all just kind of learning. So for me, an ETF doesn't make a lot of sense because it's combining a bunch of different things that we all don't admittedly know a lot about into one giant fund. And so what I'm looking for in companies, when they do mention something from blockchain or whatever, you know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for, is somebody who says, look, we're braced for that volatility. We have other avenues that we can fall back on.
And I think, but counter to what you're saying with respects to the ETF, I think that's where it sort of de-risks it for investors, because you're getting a basket of those as opposed to just buying one and being exposed to the volatility of one cryptocurrency. You'll have a basket, which always, the idea there is you de-risk it by having multiple exposures. But again, it's early days and people are learning a lot. It's been very exciting. And as you know, in a bull market, whether it's a cryptocurrency or a stock market, everybody's smart when they're making money.
Yeah.
Right now everybody feels good. Our goal as a company is to protect our shareholders and try and do things in a responsible manner that gives us the most upside with limited downside, and that's what we're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, let's be honest though, Jeff, I've been following your stock. There must have been one hell of a Christmas party this year.
Well, actually, after I hang up with you guys, we're heading up to our Christmas party here in Toronto. Then we fly to Montreal to see all our teammates at Nexology and have a party with them tomorrow afternoon. And then I'd like to take at least 6 hours off so I can relax a little bit and get back into it. But Ronin acquisition is going to keep us busy, which is a great problem to have. We're really excited to get this going.
Well, listen, man, I love catching up with you. Thanks for the invites to the parties. Really appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, I can't wait to go. Yeah.
Listen, guys, I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of the show, and look forward to catching up with you soon.
All right, cheers. Jeff Stevens, everyone from Datametrex, datametrex.com. Their stock symbol is DM on the TSX Venture Exchange.
The Todd Shapiro Show, Canada Laughs, SiriusXM 168.